Hi, it's Robert Schmidt from Black Hole Skimmers, and today we're going to be unpacking our pond skimmer. Here's the pond skimmer, and it comes with a base and a 1-inch connector. And it comes assembled like this now, but when we get it, maybe we want to explore. This is the funnel. This is the guppy guard. We have ones with smaller open ends, but this is the one it ships with. This is the funnel guide. And if we unscrew the funnel guide and take it off, we'll see we have a 4-inch filter sock. Now this 4-inch filter sock is 800 microns that ships with it. This is nice because it catches a lot of debris. It's easy to clean, but it won't collect the real fine material in the water. But it's very good for general use. Inside the filter, we have a screen. So the screen stops the big stuff from getting to the pump. So we want to keep that. You'll put that back in there. We can use the filter sock, but we also have options. See how big the funnel is? We could put a layer of Mottala in there. Just push it on in there. And Mottala is really nice because it's also easy to clean. When we clean the skimmer, we just unscrew it from this piece when we get it put together. And all we have to do is put the hose in the bottom and shoot the water through and clean it out, or just use pond water to clean it out. You can also use some polyfill. I use polyfill everywhere. Polyfill's awesome, and this is all you need. You don't need a big giant bunch, even though this is so big. Just put that in there, because when it gets dirty, it only gets dirty for like this much of the filter floss. So if you fill it all the way up with filter floss, it'll be a waste of filter floss. Just about this much. In my pond, I put a handful like this in there, and it takes about a week and a half, and then I have to change it in a week and a half. We're going to continue to use the filter sock. If we wanted to, we could put the Mottala in there, push it all the way down, and we can also use the filter sock. So you can use two things at once if you want. We'll put the skimmer, the funnel guide on, lock it down, put the funnel back. It's ready to go in the pond. But before we do that, we have to get the stand ready. So here's the stand, here's the fit in, and we'll put this in the bottom of the skimmer. So when you put this piece in the bottom of the skimmer, don't tighten it up really tight, because what we're going to want to do when you want to clean your skimmer, you just twist it off this piece. So I just put it kind of tight, just so it won't fall off for some weird reason. And then this is how tall it is without any pipe at all. So let's see how tall this is. Now when it's in the pond, you want the funnel to raise all the way up to the water level. The water level should be right here. So it should be like this. That would be your water level. So we have to extend the funnel and measure that height to the bottom of the funnel lip. And that height is about 23 and a quarter. Okay, so 23 and a quarter. My pond is 44 and a quarter. So that would be 21 inches of pipe I would need to get this up to 44 and a quarter. But there's also 1 inch that's going to consume a 1 inch of the pipe there. And this is also going to consume 1 inch of the pipe. So I will need 21 plus 2, 23 inches of pipe. I got a piece of pipe here. Now this pipe doesn't come with the skimmer. It's Schedule 40, 1-inch PVC. We don't ship it with the skimmer because we're not sure how much you'll need. And also it costs a lot more in shipping to ship this. So we don't want to have you guys pay for shipping a piece of pipe. So you could just buy it at the local home improvement store like Home Depot or Lowe's. So we said 23 inches. So that would put it right about right here. Get my pipe cutters. Put this piece in the base. It'll go down like an inch. I'm not going to glue it right now, but I will glue it before I put it in the pond. And I'll also glue this piece to the stand. It doesn't come glued, just in case you want to use a different method, but you want this PVC tee. Now that's getting to be pretty tall. But that's it. Now, to put it in the pond, this little base is not strong enough to support it. You can see it wobbling around already. We can't use this little base. What the little base is for is so you can put it in a bucket or something. So we would put this in a bucket. And notice I've drilled a hole here for the hose. And then we would pile rocks on top of this. A bunch of little rocks and fill it up. The rock should weigh about 7 or 8 pounds probably, because you don't want it to wobble, and you don't want it, if the pump ever fills up with air, you don't want it to float. So you put about 7 or 8 pounds of rocks in here and it'll be very, very sturdy. It's very windy here in California right now. Okay, that'll be enough for now. Hey, so now we're ready to put it in the pond, but before we do, we used to use a pre-filter on our pumps. This pre-filter is 5.5 inches long, 2.5 inches in diameter, and has a 20 millimeter opening in it. And we used to just put it right on top of the pump output. And what this does is it causes the water to diffuse. And it doesn't create a strong current going up. The current kind of goes everywhere, and the bubbles are wider. The bubbles come out really wide. You might have seen the videos. Without it, the water shoots straight up. By the time it gets to the surface, it's wider, and there's still bubbles in the water. We don't use this as often because these get dirty, and we have to change them like depending on the pond, every 4 or 5 months maybe. And if it gets dirty, the water slows down and it takes more power for the pump to work. So we don't use these as often unless we're actually going to change them often. Without it, the water shoots straight up. It's really nice still. Still lots of bubbles and good aeration. And the koi seem to like it. They like to swim through the water stream coming up. I often find them playing and swimming through it, so it's nice. If you want to get one, we get these on Amazon. Usually 6 of them for about $12 or $14, I think. Just put it on, zip tie it, and it'll be there. Let's put it in the pond.